What's up, folks? How's it going? I don't even tell my sounding, brother. Do I sound okay?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds better than the last time we talked. What was it?
What was that? You mean last show?
No, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday before. Last Monday before.
Oh, Andres, is that you making fun of me in the comment section already?
Yeah, you say it counts down to potential shit show, which is not true. Like,
I know
come
that.
on.
If Andres is on it, it can never be a shit show, right?
Exactly.
Impossible. Because Andres is just too good. He's too professional to even have something like a shit show happen to him. Right, Andres?
Yeah.
Anyways, brother, hey, I love it. You know what? I love how you're bringing the effect of like you blend like melding into the fucking green screen, like to where you're like symbiotic, like you're a part of it, like it's Venom and shit and whatnot. From the last show too, you borrowed that. I like that, dude. Sight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it keeps the shade of me work better.
Do you find? Do you think you look more attractive that way?
Nope. Nah, it just keeps the screen like I'm just decreasing the light for the Mac, and so give it a little bit fresh air, something like that.
That's good. I can't. I don't know what happened with JJ. I mean, I understand he was saying that like he had issues with his Wi-Fi potentially, whatever, whatnot, but he sounded fine. Um, like
I mean,
JJ, I hope you're there. I hope you didn't actually dip just because we decided not to review. Yes, folks, we aren't doing Back to the Future this Friday. We're not doing a movie review. Very simply because our loyal and veteran content creator, just like Andres, veteran YouTuber, Cyberneticshark, co-host and a part of the creation of the MCU's Bleeding Edge, is sick. He missed 2 shows in a row, which he's never done ever, right? And he doesn't feel good. He picked this film. He loves Back to the Future, right? We're only going to get to review it once, right? We don't do redos. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at that point, I wasn't going to do it without him. It's that simple, right? Well, it didn't matter who moderated it, but he picked this film. I picked 7. He picked this, right? Andres picked Barbie. There you go.
no, I picked Django Unchained for next
You
month.
picked the Django Unchained. Yes, you did. You did a great job with that. That's right, folks. We are reviewing the Django Unchained. I think next month, right, Andres?
Yep.
We are. Yes. But hey, folks, it's almost August.
Yes.
Shit. The year's flying by.
2 more days. 2 more days or 3 more days. I don't
know. Monday's the 31st. I only know that because that's when we do the 7th episode, folks, of the
Monday.
MCU Bleeding Edge report. Right?
Yep.
7 on the way to 7,000, bitch. Right? Yep. There you go. Just me and Andres. 7,000 fucking episodes. It's gonna be intense. But Andres will be there, so there'll be no shit shows.
No. Hey.
It's not possible.
Yeah. And hey, today we can maybe discuss our last thoughts on Secret Invasion, and then just
we can talk about that a little bit. Yeah, we can. You know what? We can banter around some ideas on how we want to handle sort of doing some kind of recap show and whatnot and everything, right?
Cool.
Which I'm actually in the process. I've been trying to reach out to some creators to try to bring in to collaborate with us on, so that we can make it into 2 parts, so we can sort of have like maybe somewhat of a very light and very respectful and like very jovial, sort of like debate style discussion with some of these creators, that really didn't like the series at all and thought it was like garb.
I think it's so. Someone from DC Marvel Plus Talk is saying this. He already spoken. Hold on.
Oh, well, anyways, JJ. That's you? Okay. No, JJ, if you're out there, brother, folks, we had JJ that came on for the first time, and honestly, I can't remember the name of his podcast at the top of my head. I have it written down, but JJ, your audio was fine, man. Like there was nothing wrong with your shit, so I guess you just dropped. And I don't know why, dude. Like stuff happens, man. That's live streaming. That's content creation. You know what I'm saying? So, we wish you well, man. Like, I mean, I told you, I'm totally, I was fine with and I still am with postponing the review back a little bit when we have to, so you can be on too. I know you love Back to the Future. That stuff's important to me, but you have to understand, man. We're a team here. We're a family to some extent, and Cyber matters. Everyone loves Cyber, even if he is a sort of cold stone face motherfucker at times. Right, Andres? Is that how would you describe Cyber? His disposition.
He's like, he reminds me of Ron from Parks and Recreation.
Oh,
Very
really?
tough. Yeah,
I
he
bet he'll
reminds
like
me of,
that. Cyber,
yeah,
if Cyber's out there, Cyber, if you hear that, I bet you enjoyed that, aren't you?
yes.
I bet he'd like that.
He's Ron Swanson of the YouTube Hemisphere.
I think he'd like that. I would, because that's actually like, I mean, if you're gonna be compared to somebody, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think him as the Nick Offerman of YouTube. So he's the best.
What
So
are you? What are you? What do you? What are you? Are you drinking? All right, I want to know. For once, I want to know. Are you drinking wine? Is it Kool-Aid? Is it Gate? What is it? Is it?
Gatorade.
There's no ice in it, so I know it's not a mixed drink.
No, it's Gatorade. Just
It's
regular
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Okay, it's Gatorade. Okay, I like Gatorade too.
Yeah.
I do.
I usually like every show I usually drink a Gatorade or ginger ale. So it's always mixed up sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like ginger ale too. I've had ginger ale in a while.
Yeah.
But no, JJ. Hopefully everything works out and whatnot and everything. I'm sorry again. Look, no bad blood. If you were thrown off, which I can understand you being thrown off, by the bleeding edge style sort of shit decisions that I make and whatnot over here and whatnot. I promise you, it's all well intentioned and like it's how we do shit. You know what I'm saying and whatnot. With me, you never know how things are going to go, right? I decide to do things and change shows 5 minutes before shows. Is what I do, right? But I only do it when I have to, right? It's that simple. I didn't want things to happen that way, but sometimes people get sick. What are you gonna do? At the end of the day, I could have moderated the show myself. I watched it. I watched the movie. I took notes. I could do it. It's basically an outline. I could do it. Goddamn, kill the review if I wanted to, moderating it. But without Cyber, it just wouldn't be whole, right? It wouldn't be fair. I don't think it'd be like Andres if we didn't have Andres for the Django Unchained and he picked it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, fuck you, Andres.
Yeah.
And we ain't doing that to him, right? It ain't gonna happen. There you go. So like, if Andres gets sick, we're not gonna fucking review the Django Unchained when it's scheduled. It ain't happening.
No.
No. No, so it's that simple. No, again, folks, you won't care. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, since so many of you watch this shit the day after or 2 days after or 2 weeks after we make the live streams anyway, right? And I'll tell you right now, folks, those of you that like YouTube shorts, I have got an absolute flood of them that I'm going to drop over the course of probably like the next week, like a ton. Andres knows I've got like 4 cell phones just full of like 1 minute and 3 minute like video clips and whatnot from our shows. And I'm just going to flood them on everything, because that's how I do it, baby. I upload like a machine, Andres. Machine time, baby. No. But at that point, right, like typically what we do is I like to have fun and just kind of like look for some, sort of like random interesting shit to cover. Like what's going on with trailers, like what's new, what's the scoop, what have been covered lately. And we were going to start off for, and play Marvel. What is it called, Andres? Marvel.
It's the Marvel 2021 showcase. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Where
Marvel goes to the movies or sees the movies or whatever. Does movies, yeah. I was gonna play that and have JJ. I don't think JJ ever seen it. I love it. I haven't played it in a long time. We've had creators like Gunner, for instance, and whatnot, that loves it. Like that, no matter how many times you play it, he's happy every time. Right? And it's always, I love playing it sometimes during shows because it adds like a sort of a sense of calm and peace, right? And like positivity, sort of. I don't know, Andres. Do you feel I find a sort of like very quasi reinvigoration when I see stuff that's old like that, right? Where we've already seen the material, we already saw the stuff that they were advertising and trying to sell us. We know what we think of it.
Yeah.
It's still, from a nostalgia standpoint, it still gets me.
Yeah. Kind of different. I usually go back either I like the trailer, how I edit, or how particularly the Marvel Studios ones. Like a lot of people know this, like the fact that they always shot a scene that's not going to be in the movie, so it's always funny to look back on the trailers to see like what didn't make it or like how they used that as fake. Like, Spider-Man No Way Home, the trailer, like it was weird to see like Spider-Man jumping off and then you see the three villains, and it was weird seeing the lizard getting hit by nothing because at the time we knew that it was going to probably have Toby and Andrew in the film. So it's funny that they did they digitally didn't add them in the trailer, and like it was kept secret, which everyone knew the secret. So it was funny. Or the Infinity War. You brought up the Infinity War Endgame trailer. It's like Infinity War had a shot where the Wakanda battle. You see everyone coming towards the screen, and then the Hulk was in Hulk form, which we didn't see in Infinity War. So yeah, it's both. Like looking back in just got just the eyes, so seeing these trailers, but also it was just like looking back at these trailers and which scenes or like moments that didn't get into the movie. It was, excuse me, just say for the trailer. So yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, trailers are very fascinating. How to communicate your audience what kind of movie you're going to see.
I got you, most definitely. And may I ask you really quick, Andres, are you excited for Loki season 2?
Yes, yes. So, okay. So our next show is, well, I guess our next Marvel Disney Plus show is Loki season 2. Yeah, I think I'm excited for it. I think the season 2, like, it's the only show besides What If they got renewed. It has a serious storyline with Kane, so that's great. Um, I think out of the shows that we got from Phase 4, that was the one that was the most successful after One Division. So yeah, so I'm kind of curious, what they're gonna do uh, afterwards. Like hopefully maybe we get a third season for Loki. You know, to maybe put it in the next chapter for the phases for Marvel after the multiverse saga. And yeah, I'm like kind of curious what they're gonna do with Kane. Uh, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited for Loki season 2.
JJ, I'm talking to JJ on Instagram right now and everything. JJ, I'm sorry, man. JJ's internet is jacked. It's shut off and whatnot and everything. He's just gonna try to come back on. If you can come back on, JJ, we'd be happy to rock with you, man. But you do what you can do, man. Um, you know, but anyways, yeah, no, honestly, I don't know what's gonna. I mean, as far as Can goes, I'm not even thinking that far out, man. Because we're talking about like everything that's going on right now with the strikes and everything and whatnot, and
Yeah,
everything. I mean, the release dates being so fucked up, like all over this disorientated, incoherent. There being real no set plan for once. I guess in MCU history, like there really is no set sort of like real laid out plan for the phases at this point, which is not unnerving but different, I guess, right?
yeah. I
Um, because I mean, once they dropped the concept of the Disney Plus TV series anyway, that changed things anyway. It already affected like sort of like that whole deal that we all loved so much of to actually be able to know what we're gonna get, right? Yeah, and like get it. You know what I mean? Well, it didn't work that way once we got the TV series. That was different. And you know what I'm talking about. It just was a different.
Yeah.
It didn't have that
You,
vibe.
it was weird. Like, because for what is it? It was the beginning of Phase 4, like the first half. We didn't know that Hawkeye was going to be lasting for December of 2021. Miss Marvel was always like saying that it was going to come out either 2021, and it took a while for it to come out in the Phase 4, which came later in the midpoint of Phase 4. Between Doctor Strange and Thor 4. So yeah, yeah, it's nothing common. I
No,
mean, it took a while for us to know where the Secret Invasion was going to land. Like, if you want to talk about, unknown, release date. This year we didn't know where, Secret Invasion was going to land, or Loki season 2. We didn't know where that was going to land. For rumors, it was like going to be the first before Secret Invasion, maybe. Echo was like a weird one. And then, of course, the movies. We've got the Marvels, and that was originally to be in July, but then got pushed back to November for major reshoots apparently. So yeah, and then the whole entire Phase 5 as well. So yeah, Thunderbolts, Blade. So yeah.
Andre, sir, did I send you that email that I got from that TV startup company about our little secret project?
Nope, I don't know.
Well, sir, if you go on, do you have Roku?
No, I don't.
If you go on your phone or you go on your computer or laptop or whatever, and you go on, pull up Roku,
Mhm.
and you go on there and look and put in the MCU's Bleeding Edge, you'll see that our app's up, our channel's up.
Ah,
There's no content on it yet, but it's up. So they follow through,
AKA
Andres. They under 8 days they put that bitch out. They put it together.
Roku, ROKU.
The MCU apostrophe S Bleeding Edge.
I'm just saying the streaming service, Roku.
Oh, Roku TV. Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it's you go on Roku. No, not Roku TV. I'm sorry. You go on Roku itself, and it's one of the apps. It's in like it's the store or whatever, whatnot. When you search, right?
Okay.
It's one of the apps. It's like Paramount Plus or Hulu or whatever. We're right there. You see our logo.
Yeah. Let me put MCU. MCU. Mm, Wild. I'll find it later. That's-
The mobile apps are going to be out here soon too, within days. But again, it takes a minute for us to link up the live streams and our content and whatnot. That's a different step. So that's a couple
yeah.
days too, right? You know what I'm saying? But folks, the little secret that I've been kind of toying around with, and like, now I haven't made a big, I haven't tried to like hush hit a lot. But again, I've mentioned that we're trying to widen our audience, and we are, right? And hopefully, I think maybe by the end of this year, and then next year, as the end of this year, we'll have mobile apps on Android and iPhone for the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We'll have finally, for the first time ever, paywalled content for people to pay for and whatnot, that people can, packages to offer whatnot and everything in terms of some real raw Bleeding Edge shit. So for the real time, the real, right? Like worth pay for that shit type stuff. That kind of shit. That kind of Bleeding Edge stuff. Like, yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? Real. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna fucking start going all crazy and shit because of it and whatnot, but we are gonna add some paywall features and whatnot and everything for the first time. And yes, folks, we like money. We'd like to make profits at some point and whatnot. We don't right now, really. At the rate that we're at right now off YouTube monetization, I'll have to live for another 477.75 years to pay off one of my lessons. So
Cool. Yeah. So I'm just checking now in my Twitter. So they released a Loki season 2 poster. Pretty cool.
what's that now?
They released a Loki season 2 poster now. They did release it 5 hours ago.
They did?
Yep. Press. Yeah. Yep. Because I mean, by
What, a teaser?
not a teaser. I'm just looking at Twitter now. Just a poster. So far, I think a teaser will be in around August or September. Oh my god. Anyway,
Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh goodness, Andres. Oh goodness.
I just checked something. I was like, oh my god,
What happened?
it's a sewing movie. It's Meta Web. Apparently, they moved up the date for that movie, and I was like, oh my god, come on. So it's just really bad. Sony. I love them, but I hate them at the same time. So
Don't say you hate them.
yes,
You don't know anybody at Sony personally.
uh, I mean they gave us Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, both Venom movies, Morbius. Oh god, this I had to watch Venom and Venom 2 in theaters. Oh my god.
I haven't seen more BS yet.
No.
I tried to watch it and it was just like too bad, right? And I went into like a catonic state, right? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? I had like a psychotic break or whatever, right? And like, you know, I don't even know what happened. It was like a blackout, right?
Wow.
You know, which I wish I could have experienced that during Venom 2 in the theater, like you mentioned, right? Because that shit was rough, man.
Yeah. Oh my
You
god.
know?
I don't know. I think the blackout saved me from Morbius. I don't know about that.
Morbius was
Um,
better than Venom 2.
ugh, I mean, I
It
don't
was.
know.
I'm sorry, it was.
I don't know. Well, I don't know why. I mean, why we're arguing? Because like
No, we're not. No, we're not. Hey, no, we're not
all
arguing.
three of them are horrible. I mean, they're not as bad as like some of my worst superhero films that I don't like. You know, like Fantastic or oh my god, Catwoman. Oh my god.
Oh God, Catwoman. I never watched that either. I was like, fuck that,
Oh
man.
my god, you're so lucky you didn't see that. Like first off, I was a young kid. I was a Batman fan, so I was like, "Oh, Catwoman movie, okay." And I seen that movie so many times. I was a kid. I was like, "Oh my god, oh
I
god."
don't need word of mouth with that kind of stuff, right? I don't need it. Even as a kid, kind of, right? Like getting older in my late teens, when I saw stuff like that, I was like, yo, I ain't watching that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Like that was like a big waste of my time right now. Like seriously. There's gotta be something better to do than that.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's me. That's how I do my movie showings. It's like, okay, I'll go with this because of the word of mouth, or not, you're dead. Uh, movie.
Hey, honestly,
Um,
Andres, if you think about it, really at the end of the day, um, I don't like to make a big deal out of it during our reviews and whatnot and everything, right? And I've never taken the time to ever think about trying to make it like a short, small, like little kind of like shtick that I do on my own, right? Where I actually do bring up sort of that trope that I've been bringing up pretty much almost every review with our older films and whatnot, where I do mention usually typically how I identify watching it as a kid, right? With now. Because for me, folks, because I do tangibly have ADD and then ADHD, right? It's bad, like severely. My son does too, right? And basically, at that point, um, I don't mention it sometimes, but like, and I think I don't do it to be sly, but I never told Andres at first that. And I don't like to plug into my personal stuff and whatnot, but just some things happened that years ago and whatnot, and with me and whatnot. And some of you know what happened, but either way, that changed my life a lot. It got me into content creation, basically, right? And at that point, and there's the reason why I live with my family and whatnot and everything, and I'm renovating that garage and shit, whatnot, which is a blast. I've been really enjoying the job. Hey, Andres, I ordered the materials from Home Depot to go ahead and put up the partition wall in there and whatnot, so I can AC it.
oh
It'll be,
yeah,
yep, the materials will be there next week.
that's good. That's good. I was kind of curious if you have your shirt.
Yeah, no, and my dad needs a project, he says. So like he wants to build the wall. I'm gonna help him, right? So I'm disabled, right? Oh god, I slipped, folks. I actually mentioned it for once on the show. Yes, I no, don't forget I said anything. But I still know how to spackle a little bit and paint and whatnot, and I can put up a couple of sheets of drywall without dying. So, right,
Yeah,
we're only talking about a freaking 18 watt long wall, 10 foot high. It's not the big of a deal.
yeah,
But
yeah.
and I, you know, kids should
I,
know kids should know how to learn how to spackle and paint and shit anyway. It doesn't matter how, you know what I mean? Seriously. I mean, at least boys
yeah,
should.
yeah, yeah. It's very funny how people perceive disabilities. Like it's not like a condition. It's just like we're slow. That's it. On certain things. That's it. It's just weird.
Why? Andres, are you telling me that you are are you also a member of the disabled community, my friend?
I was in special ed class, so like it took a while for me. Like what was it? My mom told me it just like I was very stubborn and like I didn't want to read, and then like
And then that you just couldn't read, right? Because you're just too dumb.
Yeah, sure.
Man. Come on, I'm joking. No, continue.
Yeah, that's called selecting your audience. Maybe if they're
Oh,
spiriting people.
stop! I'm kidding.
Oh my god! You know how many people will comment in either the comment section about
No,
it.
they won't.
They will go
They
far.
won't. So listen.
So anyway,
A
well,
lot.
actually,
They know I'm disabled. A lot of them do. They know.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah. I mean, it was just like just when you do a test, it took a while for me just to do it right,
Hey,
something like that. So.
listen, brother. At the end of the day, I don't know why you never mentioned that to me in any kind. Oh, you know what? We don't really have it. I forgot, Andres. We don't have any actual private conversations on the phone really that much, do we? So, I would have an opportunity to talk to you. I'm just messing with you, man. I like to bust Andre's balls, folks, but I do it with heart, right, and love. You know what I'm saying? Not right. It's not meant to be negative and whatnot, or like be a bad thing, like make him put him down and whatnot and everything. I just like to do it because it's fun, right? And we're friends.
We're part of the joke. I'm making fun of you as well.
I know. So, that's right.
So you're not the only one. So
no, listen. Hey, I've look. I think I have told you before that I have brought other disabled folks on the Leading Edge and whatnot. Are they not on our shows? I've had them on reaction videos with the Band-Maid before. Folks, which hopefully soon. I will, for the first time in almost I guess almost a year now, which is crazy. I'm gonna put out some more Band-Maid video reaction collaborations again for the first time in almost a year. And I think I've got things straightened out, which at least I hope I do, with StreamYard with the reaction videos. I've been having a problem with it. I mentioned it. And today I was supposed to do reaction videos with Kelly. Kel that's been in the comment section. Kel's a reactor on YouTube. Andres, by the way. I don't think you and I have talked about her really, but she's going to be coming on some of the shows and going to be on the panel here and there and whatnot, right? And her and I have talked at length and whatnot. Personally, she's a really cool person.
Who was it? Kendra?
Kelly.
Kelly.
The comment section and whatnot.
Yeah, Kelly reactions.
Yeah, Kelly's reactions. Yeah. Oh, you caught one of her reactions before?
That's her name in the chat.
So yes. No. Yeah, she's a reactor. She is. And no, I like her reaction, right? She's really authentic and she's a really nice person. She's very talkative. She's almost more long-winded than I am, believe it or not. I didn't know was possible, but no, we love you, Cal. But no, actually, she had a problem on her end. So, like I was telling JJ on Instagram, that's why I was a little bit predisposed for there for a minute. Instead of doing reaction videos today, me and Kel ended up basically just troubleshooting and doing a dry run for StreamYard or whatnot, to where hopefully, because the main thing was that she'd be able to come on the show on Sunday when we do our Andor redo of our season 1 recap part 1, because my last attempt was a complete joke, so an embarrassment, unfortunately, which I'm not going to mention again. At that point,
I don't know. You could. I think you're going to mention it again in the report, right?
No, but either way, I love her
this Sunday.
But I'd rather have her on that Andor Star Wars recap. I really would, because honestly, we only had 2 women on the whole on the Andor series reviews, and there were 11 episodes. And for us, like, that, it didn't bother me, but that's actually a very low number for us in terms of like the balance, right? Unless it's like purposeful, like we did with Secret Invasion, where we had a team, right, and we just went with the team. That normally we would, I would actually like bring in different creators and we would kind of like weave them in and out, right? And I like to hear what women think about Andor. I do. I enjoy it. I like the balance. You know that. I like it. I do. I like different opinions. So it's nice to see what they think of certain aspects and whatnot from their perspectives, because they see things we don't see, brother, and they see it differently, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna cover things like the MCU, right, where some of the characters are some of the most popular, biggest characters are women, right? you can't review films and whatnot that have Black Widow in them and shit, for instance, right? And not have women on the panel. It makes no sense.
No.
Right? It doesn't make any sense. 5 men talking about Black Widow or talking about something, the Black Widow film, reviewing it. I don't think that makes any sense. I don't. So
No.
now, at the same time, though, when I say balance, I don't mean that we have to be overwhelmed or outnumbered by women either, right? So we don't do that kind of stuff just for effect. Andres, my friend. Now, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
The Marvels trailer, right? Now, I've been having, like I said, folks, I've been having problems with the reaction videos from here to there. I haven't even looked at the reaction video that Andres and Cyber and I did reacting to the Marvels trailer, the second one. I am assuming it's jacked.
No, it should be fine.
I will look at it, but just to kind of change things up and head into a gear or in a direction where we can actually start talking about something that's more entertaining and interesting, right, and informative. Why don't I pull up the Marvels trailer? Right, and let's take another look at it and whatnot, and see if maybe there's anything we can find more positive in it.
Nope. I
No?
already say my say with the Marvels.
I only saw it that one time.
Oh well, that was my. So hold on. So second for me. So this is gonna be my third, and this is your second, right? Because that was your first time, right?
I've only seen it that one time.
Yeah. Hey, it's your show.
Did I play it twice? Did I play it twice?
No. That's the one time with us.
No, yeah. No, I've only watched it the one time. I don't like to overwatch the trailers. I don't.
Yeah.
No, I'll pull it up. I'd like to watch it. I would. Honestly, folks. Folks, believe it or not, as much crap as I talk about Captain Breed and everything and whatnot, and make fun of Captain Marvel, all that stuff and whatnot, the truth is that I am actually internally optimistic about the Marvels, and I want it to be good. I do. I want it to be at least solid or decent. I do. I don't want it to be bad. I don't. I don't see that as helpful or good for anything. For the MCU, for Phase 5, Phase 6, at all in general, I don't think it's helpful.
Nah. And already people are having their opinions on the film, or just
they always do.
Yeah. It's also the trailer. Like I think I brought this up in the trailer reaction that's supposed to be out now. That it felt like a very '90s movie. Especially the logo for Marvel Studios. They changed it to be more like the Marvel's like the title font, and it just feels so '90s. And I was like, what's going on here?
So basically, what you're saying is that you believe that they're like sort of trying to, in a way, almost emulate the trope from the Captain Marvel film, the first one.
Maybe. I don't know. Like when I say that, it's not because I get that vibe. Like they're trying to. It just feel like the way they're approaching this movie as a film. You know what I mean? Like okay, like I don't know if you hear about this, but like with the Venom movies, we talked, like a lot of critics talk about how it feels like a mid 2000 film, superhero film that just has like all the tropes. If you've seen all the mid 2000 superhero films like I did, like Ghost Rider, oh my god, like Blade Trinity, or the Thomas Jane Punisher. By the way, great film.
Oh god.
Yeah, I like the Thomas Jane version. I like that version. I wish it got a sequel, but we didn't. We got another reboot again. Like a lot of people.
I like John Bernthal Punisher.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, he's great. He's a great version. Yeah. I just like I like Thomas Jane. Like I like the film, but like it was kind of disappointing we didn't get a sequel. It just like I don't know, didn't do too well in the box office, I guess. But whatever. But yeah, like, and for some reason the Marvels just feels like a '90s movie. Like if we're gonna discuss more in the Secret Invasion, what's funny? I was looking up an article. You remember She-Hulk, the finale? It was making fun of all the series finale tropes that Marvel was doing, like the punch up and getting the DNA from Jennifer Walters. it was literally the same thing that the Secret Invasion actually did. Like the harvest was like a bunch of DNA that Nick Fury got. We had a battle, like two CGI creatures. I just was just so blown away the fact that this show actually did the thing that She-Hulk criticized in their finale, and like the next show was gonna do that in their finale. Just so funny, and it's like this is where I'm like I'm done with you, Secret Invasion.
Wow. Well,
Sorry, I just need to express.
all I can say,
It's,
all I'm gonna say is just I've mentioned it before.
yeah,
I think that I've learned myself that just like we all, I mean, hey, we all need to refine our our patience, right? The amount of it that we're putting out.
expectations.
You know what I mean? Every day and whatnot and everything. I think all of us to some extent, could do a little better. Well, in general, not just when it comes to content creation, not just when it comes to reviewing these TV series episodically, which is its own animal and another whole discussion in terms of how it affects you when you watch the episodes themselves, how you view it, the lens you use, right? At that point, when you know that your role is to watch it, to review it, right? Like I was sort of talking about in the studio with Andres and JJ, when you become a content creator, you start reviewing films. It's one thing to just do a random movie review here and there and whatnot, right? It's fun, right? It's not overwhelming. It doesn't cross over really in anything. It doesn't fuck anything up. You can do your own. You can do your normal shit. Say you do sports, and it's whatever. Well, you go in a direction where we're at, where basically we're kind of quasi science, sort of kind of like half and half things. So we're going to cover the fandom stuff and whatnot, but then we're also going to go out and cover other fandoms too that have nothing to do with any other fandom. Like they have nothing to do with Marvel. They're not superheroes, right? Like and non-fandom stuff, right? I mean, who knows what the fuck the next thing is going to be that we're going to cover? It's going to be totally different than anything we've ever done, but we're going to do it. It's that simple. Either way, at that point, I don't know, Andres. For me, we have to do that. If we don't evolve our content as well as widen our audience, right, and give us opportunities to grow our audience by putting our content in as many platforms as possible, right? And then hopefully I do my job and actually do some advertising and promoting well enough and whatnot and everything and make the moves and networking to where people even know to go find us anyway and see what we do, right? And that's on me. Either way, people want to see different shit, right? And you tell me, I feel like, look, I think a lot of content creators, a lot of YouTubers, for instance, they don't rely on one. They don't rely on a monolithic aspect from their audience where if they don't make this content exactly the same way every show for show for show, cover the same shit the same way, they're going to be unhappy, right? Or like, I'd like to think that probably, if anything, we probably have, and our analytics bore this out. If you look at them, we have a lot of different people that come in and only watch certain stuff we cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it happens to my stuff.
They don't watch our Marvel stuff. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. They don't watch it, right? But if we cover DC, they watch it. There you go. It's that simple. If we do Last House of the Dragon, they tune in for House of the Dragon. They want to see what we're. Well, I guess maybe they want to know what we think of it, like what we do something like with something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's very funny to talk about that. Like, yeah, a lot of certain topics will get like huge reviews, and then you got these other ones that doesn't do it well. Yeah, I got. It's really interesting to see that. It depends. If it's very popular, people just check out stuff like that.
I've been very blessed, Andres. I've told you that. I've been very lucky, man, in my picks and whatnot. Picking Andor, right? Off Rogue One. Right, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, that was a total that was elite, man. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was out of nowhere. I was like, you know what? We're covering Andor. It's done. Like we're doing it. right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Cybernetic for supporting me on that and whatnot and everything, right? And being totally down and happy about it, and whatnot and everything, and never said one word about it. No questions, nothing. Just let's do it, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, and the House of the Dragon. Well, I mean, come on, off Game of Thrones, that was kind of a no-brainer, right? So,
Yeah. Well, that one is very funny. I think there was a lot of a lot of people were very skeptical about that show until I saw the first episode, and then it got really good towards the end, and it's like everyone got everyone got back to the Game of Thrones fandom.
oh God, look who's back! He's here.
Yeah. Don't know.
JJ, are you alive, man?
Yeah, don't know for how long, but
Ah.
I'm surviving over here, man.
Oh, geez. Well, hey, you know what? We hope you don't get washed out, brother.
Dude, like, I don't know. This weather, like I say, this weather's crazy over here.
Well, JJ, listen, man. You know what? Just in case we lose you again or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah.
We never got a proper chance for you to go. At least just do kind of not a quick kind of quasi plug and just kind of introduce yourself a little bit and just kind of tell Andres, kind of tell the audience, kind of what you're doing, who you are.
Okay, so my name is JJ, and I'm the sole owner of This Is the Life podcast. I started my podcast, I want to say 2021. The idea came up right during the pandemic. I was on a friend of mine's podcast, and he asked me at the end, what's next? And I was like a little puzzled because I didn't know what was next. And I said, you know what? I might just maybe give this a run. So I said, you know what? I may be starting my own podcast. And sure enough, off air, he told me, he's like, if that's what you want to do, I'll help you get it set up, this and that. And he pushed me because I was being lazy about it. All I was doing was just all talk and no action. So long story short, he got me started, and here I am. Need to still put in a little bit more work at it, but I'm getting there.
Hey, we can always use I think we all can use a little refinement at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
But honestly, it's interesting. Andres and I were just talking, and I don't know if you caught any of our conversation, but it kind of connects in a way what you're just talking about, right? In terms of evolving as a creator and whatnot, right? You know what I mean, and whatnot, and my need, for instance, right, to go out and like cover and talk about and like review, for instance, TV series of different genres, different tropes,
Okay.
right, and whatnot. Because if I don't, honestly, it gets stale, man. It gets, you know what I'm saying? It does for me, bro. And I need to be stimulated. I need to feel, when I go out and people don't, I'm not a trend jumper. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were people that when Band-Maid became my favorite band, right? And I put that poster up and all that stuff and whatnot, and I started banging out Band-Maid reaction videos up and right with the creators and shit and whatnot, and getting all kinds of stats off them. People came at me mostly on Facebook and Facebook groups and whatnot and everything and whatnot. They attacked me and like basically were trying to put me say that I was a bandwagon jumper. I was a fake fan, right? And all this stuff. And I didn't get upset or anything like that and whatnot. I just said, you know what? Like, y'all like need to calm down. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. It's a band, it's music, right? Like, watch my shit for one thing. I didn't put this fucking massive poster right behind me for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I'm that much of a trend jumper, or like, seriously. I put that bitch up where I live stream. All you see is that behind me, and I replaced the American flag with that. Yeah, okay. For a trend, all right. Yeah, I did that, folks. There you go. That's what I told him. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There you go. And thanks.
Yeah, you did it for a reason.
and I said, thanks a lot for not even going and looking at my reactions at all. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you didn't, or you wouldn't even talk. You wouldn't even be talking to me. Right? No non-fan puts that poster up. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make some kind of stand, but I'm not a male feminist. You feel me? That's not what that means. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I also, although they're attractive, I can't that doesn't do anything for me. Right? So, I can't do that. That doesn't do that for me. I'm not stimulated by it either. I just think it looks cool. Andres, my friend,
Yeah, sure.
honestly, brother, you tell me, um, have you felt like coming on the bleeding edge and whatnot and everything, and covered some different content, um, being on a panel, doing the reviews of the DC animated films, for instance, for the first time with other people who don't know as much about DC as you do, and the people you know, right? That you usually would go, would go with that kind of thing with. Do you feel like it's affected you in a positive way in terms of your creative, um, overall your creativity, your desire maybe to cover different content that maybe you might not?
No, no, it's just the same stuff I do on my channel, the pop culture stuff. It's just that I don't have time to talk about them on my channel, so it's good that I'm able to talk it in someone else's channel. So I'm very pleased and grateful that I'm able to do that.
Oh, thank
So,
you very much, Andres. It's very kind of you, brother. You know what?
so,
And I'm very thankful to you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
so
You're a good guy, right? Just I'm not gonna be giving you a blowjob or something after the show, so don't get any wrong ideas or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
see,
There ain't gonna be
I
no massagy, baby.
I think you want to do it. Like
Oh,
me and
shut up.
Cyber talk about that. It's like, why you're saying that?
It's funny,
like,
bro. It's funny because it's funny. It's
come on.
levity,
Oh yeah,
and
like
like,
with all the jokes about the massage parlor thing and like the baby
come
clips.
on, man. Massage
Yeah,
parlors are easy to make fun of. What do you want me to say?
like,
It's easy. It's easy pickings. I mean, come on,
you,
bro. I'm
oh,
sorry.
you know what? You remind me of a character from Seinfeld. Like speaking of comparing to a
I
character from,
do.
yes,
Oh
yes,
God,
you
I
remind
don't
me.
want to hear this.
Okay, no, no, this is great. So everyone, if you have seen Seinfeld, check it out. It's a great show. There's a character that Jerry does not like because he
I'm
has
dreading this.
this. Oh no, no, no worries. You're gonna love this character. His name is Benny. Benny something. I don't know his last name. So, but you know the character's name. Benny is this comedian that's just like Jerry. Jerry hates him because he makes the,
Oh, that guy. Fuck.
yeah, yeah, when he jokes about like,
That guy's a complete fucking douchebag. Why would you think I'm like him?
no, like you make this running gags about Mashar Parles and blowjobs and
Oh,
baby clips and
that guy's not even funny. I'm funny.
oh
thing
please.
with Seinfeld, and I'm not gonna offend. Definitely, that's one thing. I don't offend nobody, but I've tried to watch it. It's just not funny to me. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's dry comedy. Maybe. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to offend nobody or anything. No, but I don't know if maybe I should literally just sit and just watch an episode from start to finish. And I've tried, and like I said, it just doesn't do nothing for me. But but for someone else, maybe like yourself, Andres, you love it, which is that's great. But I
Yeah.
just know, like for me, like it'll come on. Like I think here it comes on like actually I think it's like 10:30 now. So I think it's like on right now, and I watch it and I'm like, and I just turn it off, But I don't know, Andres, you tell me, like, should I maybe do that one day? Just sit through an episode and maybe it'll change my mind.
Um. Well, I mean, like to be honest with you, it's just what kind of humor you like, from a show. But
Mhm.
if I had to recommend like a season or episode, I has to be season 4 of Seinfeld. That's when the show got really good,
Yes.
And I two episodes that I can think that you should watch is called The Contents, and then the other episode called The Addy. Those two
Okay.
episodes, like I'm The Contents is an actual episode title. The other one I'm not sure. I need to double check that, but those two
Okay.
episodes you should go and see and like kind of get it, like because there's 4 characters and the show is about Seinfeld, Jerry, but
Mhm.
you got these very eccentric friends, and then you got the eccentric supporting characters, and the family and all that. It's just very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season
No,
4
you're
is
right. No, Jerry and George's parents are fucking hilarious.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's JJ. That's what I was going to say. With the minute that the Andre started talking, I thought to myself, is it possible maybe that you're catching it where they're just starting off with the first season and second season?
Maybe. Yeah.
They didn't hit their stride as a group until season 3 and 4, right? And then it got really good after that, right? You know
Okay.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not guffaw humor a lot of times. It's not.
No.
It's not like my shit where like we'll do a live stream and I'll drop some crazy shit, and the timing of it is just so fucking solid that people are falling out and shit because of it. You know what I mean? We're not right. That's different. Their humor is more professional, right?
Mhm.
And trained, right? And like you know what I'm saying? Yes. And
because like for example,
a lot of it's also real time, so it's all based around what's popular, what's going on in the early 90s, late 80s.
Because I know, like for me, for example, another show that I never used to watch, but now I'm like addicted, and I even have DVDs of all episodes. 2.5 Men. It was the same thing with that. I never used to watch it. I wasn't a fan of Charlie Sheen. I thought the same thing until one day I watched it and like, oh crap, that's funny. So I watched another episode and I got hooked. So I'm thinking that if maybe I do that with Seinfeld, it might be the same. Honestly, I just have to literally like give myself like an episode and just run through it and go from there and pay attention. Like you said, if it's season 4, maybe that'll be better.
No, you have to. It's like with Andor, for instance, right? We were talking about Andor. Honestly, JJ, like I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I am now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've got to earn my way into the Star Wars fandom. It's not something you could just jump in. It's not like Band-Maid where it's based off music. The lore of Star Wars is deep, historic, and like respected. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying? At that point, I don't think it's fair for me to just be like, okay, now I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm in the fandom, right?
Okay.
But I haven't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's stuff I haven't watched, right? Characters don't even get. So either way, bottom line, we reviewed Boba Fett, right? You know what I'm saying, and whatnot, right? Which was kind of like, I liked it because I mean the Tusken part was cool and whatnot. I like the Sand People, but the rest of it kind of sucked. And besides that, we really didn't do any Star Wars stuff. I don't think. I mean, really, you know, we watched The Mandalorian, but we never reviewed it, which I don't know why we never did. We should have. It's great. But either way, I loved Rogue One. I saw Rogue One. I loved it. But I was younger and I didn't grasp what the actual intrinsic aspects of it were different about it in terms of other Star Wars stuff. Then, when I was younger, about it that made me like it so much and stand out to me. Either way, when Andor came out and I realized that it was a prequel to Rogue One, it was a no-brainer for me. It was like House of the Dragon when we never reviewed Game of Thrones. It was like, okay, well, you know what? I got House of the Dragon, bitch. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm reviewing that. It's getting done. You know? And it's fun, man. I mean, honestly, Andres, this is something, JJ, I think that I just to bounce off you earlier that I find really, really interesting, man, is the fact that, again, once you start reviewing everything, mostly 90% of the time, everything you're watching and listening to and whatnot is something that you're talking about, right? Day in, day out. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the phone with creators, right? Regular people, or on shows, you start to develop a sort of like dichotomy where you no longer even you're no longer going trying to be entertained anymore, in a way, right? Unfortunately, you say it, but it's the truth. And
it depends. It really depends on the show.
It seeps in, Andres. It does. It gets hard. It does because the more genres you cross, right? The Marvel Disney Plus series are simple. They're not deep. They're not heavy, right? You know what I'm saying? When you cover stuff like House of the Dragon, bro, come on.
Okay. Well, the difference between that and then Marvel Disney Plus shows is that they're not. They have this warped mindset that they have to make these 6, like they need to be 6-part movies, but not really embracing the television format. That's why the House of Dragon and like that's why. Yeah, like what Division did, or like what the Star Wars the Star Wars shows have been successful. You know, adapting the television format. the new television format, because like
No,
this
yeah.
is because like 10 episodes, 8 episodes were commonly from the other like overseas programs. Like, I mean, Downton Abbey, my favorite show, Downton Abbey, is like only 8 episodes, but it covers a lot of material over those 8 episodes. A lot of multiple storylines, all that, and that's a huge issue with the Marvel Disney Plus shows. Like, you cannot do like there's shows that they can do 6 parts, but you have to be very like what's the word, like economical of your storytelling.
No, and we've deep dived that, Andres, and that's something they've got to work on. You know what I'm saying? It would not be a question about it that they've hit, that's been hit or miss with all that, right? But you know what? Hey, people have to make decisions on that stuff and whatnot, right? And that they have to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't change your mind on that shit and whatnot and just add more episodes during the fucking show. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this sucks, so we're gonna add 3 more episodes. It don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? But, right? So I mean, at that point, like that's the game, right? It either works or it doesn't. But no, JJ, I think that honestly, my point was simply just that. At the end of the day, I get inspired a lot of times to like end up becoming a part of the Star Wars fandom because of Andor, The Mandalorian season 3, reviewing those shows, right? They blew me away, man. But Andor was a slow burn. A lot of straight Star Wars fans dropped after episode 1 or 2. They were gone, right? Yeah, everybody who actually watched it, if you go on YouTube and look, they'll all tell you. The Critical Drinker said it was like the best thing that Star Wars ever done. Right? All the big names, other than Star Wars Theory, right? And Den of Nerds, right? They're the only ones I've ever heard talk about negatively Andor, or say that it wasn't, like out like an outbreak type thing. But no, it was just a different trope. No Jedi. Know the Force, right? Bare bones, right? The start of the rebellion, basically, right? The beginning. You know what I mean? How it began, who the first actors were that decided to, they weren't going to take it anymore, right? With the imperialism and whatnot, and with the empire, right? And what they had to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Inside of them, internally and externally, with their families, whatever, their safety, right? To make that happen, to do that, to make that leap, to be those leaders. It was deep, man, deep. And then at that point to be able to go to Andres and beg him to cover Ahsoka with us, right? When it comes out, you end up almost in a way. People you enjoy recording with, you want them to come on and review stuff you think is good. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to convert him. I wouldn't tell you or him. I wouldn't say, hey, you got to be Star Wars fans now. I'm saying I love hearing the opinions of other people that I enjoy talking to and being around, talking about things I like and I enjoy, right? And I enjoy discussing. It's fun, right? It's cool, right? And certain series do it better than others. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. If I watch the show, it makes me forget Segregation completely. I think I can do that.
JJ, you didn't watch Secret Invasion, right?
No, I didn't.
Did you hear anything on the streets? Did you any of your friends or anybody you know in the content game or whatever? Did anybody say anything to you about it?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
It was weird. I was looking at the YouTube comments, and like a lot of people, well, the unfortunate part is there's so much going on in pop culture just now, like the writer strike, the actor strike. Barbara Harmer happened last week.
Oh God, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, like Barbie and Harmer's box office thing has been newsworthy this week and last week. Mission Impossible 7 came out, and yeah, it was just Disney Plus just put Secret Invasion in the worst release date ever. It was in the month, like it was after Indiana Jones 5, which was stupid, and then it was in July where so much content was going on. It's just that's how it is.
Marvel's its own shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't even. I don't see it that way, right? But it don't matter. I'm just saying it's their own shit. Like people are either gonna fuck with it or not, based off of word of mouth, right? And like the consistency. The consistency's not been there. It's that simple. That's why they're losing fans.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, but honestly, JJ, you know, so you cover serious content, right? I mean, at the end of the day, right? I mean, and honestly, of course, I have too before, right? I mean, of course, it's like many creators. I was an individual creator at one point for years, and a very successful one too. But I'm not going to bring it up or mention it, whatnot, because I don't want to go or brag, and at the same time too, I don't want to get into what I used to cover because it's stuff that we don't talk about now on the show, on our shows. It's stuff that we don't get into. I'll just put it to you that way, serious stuff. And you know what? I don't miss it, but it was fun at times and whatnot and everything, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot. But I'll tell you though, I got burnt out, man. Right, I did. Now again, I did short form content for years. I did 1 minute video content, right, TikTok style shit, and that stuff is time consuming as fuck. It is. It's a daily grind. Now you do your pod episodically, right? You know,
Yeah.
week, month to month. So at that point, like, for me personally, right? I started to cover the MCU as an individual creator eventually, right? And became very well known doing that too. At one point on several platforms I was on, my home platform at one point, Rizzle, who's no one has ever heard of anyway. I was the biggest MCU creator, had the biggest MCU channel on the platform. I still do, but either way, nevertheless, I had to do something different to have fun. I had to lighten things up. I had to have more. I had to do something positive. That was it. That's why I had just happened to be blessed to have read Marvel comics when I was a kid, right? So I had that going, right? So for me, the MCU was all easy. It was an easy transition to cover, right, and talk about. I know the characters, I know the lore. So I just wanted to. I was wondering, you know, for you, could you see yourself down the road getting to a point where maybe if you started to record more, right? And we're doing more shows or guesting more, whatever, right? Whatever, you know, hypotheses you want to throw out there, hypothetically want to throw out there. Would you feel like maybe you might need that contrast?
Absolutely. You know, you always need a good change. There's nothing wrong with it, you know, because you base it off the feedback you get. Honestly, you know, once you know, at least for me, I enjoy the feedback. I need it because when you get it, you take it in stride and you say, excuse me, you say, okay, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm doing. Let's change some stuff up. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't give a crap, which that's not me, but if you're that type of person that just doesn't give a crap, then great for you. But you're not going to see the results because you have to listen to the people. I mean, we're like you said, we're content creators. You want to create some type of content that people are going to be interested in. It's like a business. You're trying to sell a product. So as the consumer, why should I buy your product? Sell it to me. And if you can't sell it to me, on to the next, you know?
Nah, I feel you. Andre's thoughts?
Yeah, same. It's also you have to be committed to this content creator thing, you know, because it is time consuming. But
It is.
you know, at the same time, you could be creative too. You know, like you think out of the box, you could get rewarded. Like that's how I made it for the last 9 years. Like at first, at the beginning, I didn't like. I knew I had to. This was like a career switch. I wanted to be a filmmaker, but then something happened, and then I had to change up, and so I stuck with video editing, and then I thought the YouTube thing was kind of interesting, and then around 2014, I was like okay, and then 2016 I started to become more serious, and then from there I started to learn okay, what needs to be done, what was the most popular videos that I can constantly do, like the example is the comic read series I do. I like make these 5 mini issues or how many parts of these comic series that I found. I could post it and then I could get really big reviews, and that's how you have to think. You have to think out of the box and find what videos can work that people want to see. That's the thing. Um, yeah, and then and set yourself the brand you are. Like that's another thing. Just try to set up who you are and be different and be original. So
No, most definitely. And no, and that's why folks we're kind of at a point where I'm starting to have to worry about thinking about building a team behind the scenes and whatnot and everything, right? And I have tried to hire people before to help me as an assistant and whatnot. I've had some sad, situations and whatnot. Basically, I'll tell you right now, the training people for nothing is frustrating. It is paying people to train them, right? And then the work I've got to put in to train them. Training people to learn how to do content creation and to assist you in production is hard, right? Even with StreamYard and being able to screen share and everything, which is a great tool. It's very helpful. It really is. Folks out there, anybody who wants to become a podcaster, if you want to become a creator, if you end up if you get on a platform like StreamYard, Zoom, Restream, whatever, use screen sharing. Not just when you're recording or live streaming, when you have meetings, if you have problems with somebody else, you want to support other creators, if they have a problem, bring them in or whatever, right? And just screen share the shit, right? And show them how to fix it, how to do it, or help them. That's how I do it. It's very effective. It really is. And either way, I'm ended up hiring my daughter. Finally, Andres. She wants the job. I never thought to offer it to her because she's such a rebel. She's 19. She won't anything I say that I think she should do that I think she should do because it'd be good for her. She's immediately going to have an excuse for not doing it.
right.
I don't know if you have any kids, JJ, but like that's how it is for me. So
I do.
yeah. So she's like that. So I never even bothered, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not even gonna ask her if she wants the job, right? Even though it's perfect for her, right? She's in college. It's a part-time job. I'm generous. Obviously, she's my daughter. I'll pay her well, right? But no, you need a team. You do after a while, right? We're doing
Yes.
4 live stream shows a week at this point, right? 4 live stream special shows with a goal of 6 eventually. On top of other content and whatnot. The more platforms, once we start adding more, once we're on Amazon Fire TV, baby, and Apple TV and whatnot, and we start adding ourselves to more and more platforms, we have to make more content. We have to, right?
You're right about that, Jeff, because I know with me, I run into several mental stags, for my shows. And I'm always thinking, I'm like, man, the time I've taken off, I could be having episodes still released if I had someone helping me. Cause I always say, like, if I had someone, I let them, like, I'll step aside and let them run it. They can do the ads, they can do content, and if they won't even do video, because at the end of the day, to do all that by yourself, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. And on top of that, when you're working full time, it's just not enough time to do it. So, like I said, my hat, goes off to people that have a team and people that aren't content creators. They don't realize this is not an easy job. Like, not saying that you can't do it, but you gotta basically make sure that you're in it and you're gonna be in it to win it, which sounds cliche, but it's literally true. Because if you just, like I said, the minute you take your foot off the gas, you're slowing down in that race.
Hey, I'm not a fortune teller or whatnot, but I came in with like a just like Andres, just like Cyber, just like everybody, just like you, JJ. My attitude from jump, being an individual content creator, was I already knew from people telling me that once you went into that world, long form content, YouTube, all that shit, right? The big platforms, right? It was a slow process. It was a slow game deal. Patience, right? Is your virtue at that point. Patience, right? And at that point, man, honestly, dude, I swear to God, I would have bet you probably $10,000 when I started the MCU's Bleeding Edge that we never would have got monetized ever or hit 1,000 subscribers ever. It never would have happened. I would have bet you $10,000, right? In a hypothetical dimension where like I would actually ever even fucking bet at all anyway, because I won't bet $1 on shit. You know what I mean? But to bet 10,000 would just be insane for me. on anything. But if I did, I'd do it in that situation. Because, dude, I didn't think we'd do that shit. Dude, honestly, like me honest, we're talking about. I'm disabled, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot. I don't have a full-time job. I used to, right? But I'm telling you right now, man. I work my ass off, right, to keep up with the leading edge and whatnot, right? And I have so much shit dangling at me and all around me to do that is frustrating and it pisses me off and it makes me like mad at myself at times, right? Like you said, like I should be doing more. I should be working harder. I'm not giving enough, right? I'm not living better. I should take better care of myself, right? Andres pumps content out left and right. But again, the content, though, at the end of the day, though, for me, I not from jump, but over time, I figured out once we did hit that 1,000 mark and get monetized, I grasped from talking to other creators that are bigger than us that eventually, if you want to become people like Everything Always, Cosmic Wonder, the new rock stars, whatever, right? They all have a team, right? They do. They have a team, they have multiple people helping them, working for them. And at the end of the day, man, if I want to be able to do shows and moderate and host and make content. If I don't have help, production-wise, I can't do that to the level I want to do. And Andres, and JJ, it takes away from your performance sometimes on shows. It does.
Yeah.
Right? It does. The work, the logistics, the drag, it does. It takes away some of your fun, some of your cheer, right? Your energy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like, permanent erectile dysfunction from She-Hulk episode 7, similar, but not as bad, not as intense or long, long term. But no, at that point, what I wanted to play for you, actually, we're going to play the Marvels trailer. You want to do a trailer reaction? Well, we're going to play the Marvels trailer, the second one. And I'm actually very interested. I love, as Andres knows, I love contrast. And I love bringing people into the shows that aren't big Marvel fans and hearing their thoughts on these things from an outside-in perspective, not knowing all the nuts and bolts, right? And just getting your thoughts on the Marvel's trailer too and whatnot. Because me and Andre thought it was garbage, basically not garbage, but like lukewarm. Nothing really too.
The first trailer was bad. Second trailer was somewhat improvement, but yeah.
No, but what I wanted to play before that, what I mentioned earlier to you, was actually something that I think that for me I find very inspiring. It's very Stan Lee's in it. He narrates some of it and whatnot from Marvel Comics. It's a promo of some movies and Disney Plus series that have already come out, but it's really cool. It's a little longer than a trailer. It's sort of just kind of gives you clips of some what would have been future projects, and it's got a great vibe to it. It's really well put together, and I wanted to see what your thoughts of it would be. So I'm going to play it. And then we'll talk about it for a minute, and then we'll drop that Marvels trailer, and we'll see what you think of that. Maybe you'll love it, and you'll be like, "Hey, man, I can't wait to go see this shit." And hey, maybe I'll be more optimistic at that point. We'll have to see.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family. We are Groot. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
On your left.
decide past. We have unfinished business.
Who's we?
When you love something, you fight for it. We're the ones who changed everything.
There you go, baby.
You put that together?
I had to turn off some audio stuff and whatnot that I had to play with and whatnot in StreamYard so I could play that and it wouldn't come out all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put that together. No, Marvel did. During the pandemic when they first started to put content back out again.
Oh,
Now, right?
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I put this. Yeah, that's more of my capabilities, right? You know what I'm saying? I would be able to deliver something of that quality and whatnot, like you saw there a minute ago. That's beyond my abilities. Like you know, I'm not that capable. But no, JJ, not being a huge MCU fan, maybe not even possibly. Again, I don't know. I could be wrong. You tell me. Maybe not even right off the bat recognize Stan Lee's voice and hear it immediately, like you know, like Andre does, or I do, right? What was did you enjoy that? Did you get a good vibe from it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because for one, I was a fan of Black Panther. Like I said, I watched a few of the Avengers, but like I said,
I was straight OG in it on that with every scene, bro.
yeah. So like I said, I've seen different movies individually, but I'm not like a big Marvel buff on them. But out of all Marvel, I'm definitely gonna say Black Panther, just because of the obvious.
Why are you black? See, I'm blind. So I have that issue like Chappelle had in the Chappelle show where he was black, thought he was white. Right? I have that deal, right? So, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I thought you were white, right? You know, I
Very concerning right now. He's probably taking too much in his drinks.
No, I'm not. Come on, shut up,
Yeah.
man. Look, I had a show one time where it was me and four black people. That was the show, and I started the show off. This is why I started. I said, "Folks, I just want to point out that to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios and Disney that I've met my racial quota for diversity this month, right?
Oh my
You know what I'm saying? That's right, because I'm from New York, baby. You feel me? Born and raised, right? You know, and I've got some kind of blood up in me anyway. There you go. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you may not have heard, but at one point I did actually go through the visa process, where I actually did straight smash my way into Wakanda. Right? They have a visa program titled, and that's his title, right? So, you know, as long as you smash enough, you know, Wakandan ladies, beauties, right? You meet that mark, that metric, you can get that special visa that sign my way in, baby.
Well, see, I'm a trained assassin. I work with 10 rings. So I'm a huge, because I'm a Iron Man fan from Mars. So I need to bring out the OG who started the whole cinematic universe. So,
For real? Oh, you know what, JJ? That's a good question. Were you? Would you? You would still. You have to have had a side. Were you a Tony fan or a Steve fan?
What are we talking about?
Captain America, Iron Man.
Out of the two?
Yeah, so that was a big. That was a big, not a division, but a big rivalry in the fandom as far as the popularity of the characters.
Okay. Personally, I'm going with Iron Man. Tony Stark, baby. Yeah.
Andres
Yes.
wins. Andres wins.
I am so happy. The Iron Legion had conformed.
Yeah,
Let's form
absolutely.
together.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you already know who my guy is right there, man. That's Captain America, motherfucker. Right? It's
Which
just-
one?
it's
You
his
got,
name is-
you got the OG one, and then you got the new
Well,
one.
his name is Sam. You know what I'm
Sam.
saying?
Okay, good.
Right? And and he's dope as shit, right? There you go. So, you know what I'm saying? Captain America 4 is my most excited. Can't wait to see. Don't care about the Avengers movies. Kang, whatever. Give me some Captain America 4, baby, right? And 4 hands in or nothing else. And I'm good to go, baby.
I think you're talking about Captain America, the Incredible Hulk 2.0.
Captain America 4, baby. Sam Wilson, dog. Gonna fucking
Yeah.
kill it. Gonna crush it.
Yeah,
Shit.
sure thing.
Yo, Anthony Mackie can act, bro. He don't play around.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
and Anthony Mackie is a great actor. Yeah, I love him. He's very charming.
JJ, did you catch any? Did you at least catch any of the Falcon the Winter Soldier at all and see him when he donned the suit?
You talking about Anthony Mackie?
Yeah.
No.
It was intense, man. It was intense. It was exciting. The finale, I don't know, Andres. The finale was not exactly the best thing that ever happened, but seeing him in that damn suit was good.
Yes, I'm so annoyed with Marvel Studios. They're making him have another suit. That I don't understand why.
Yeah, but
So-
Captain America always has different suits from movie to movie and project to project. That's how it always is.
But that's with Steve. That makes sense. With Wilson, he has the one suit that I like. That's from the comic books. Like, you don't need to change it to be exactly to be like Captain America. Like, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
It's simple
Like,
advertising and promotional shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, now you
I
gotta-
know. It's I hate that. Like, that's why everyone hated Batman and Robin, because it's toyetic. I hate that.
If it's done right, it works. Right? JJ, right? If you change the uniform and the uniform looks fucking good, the new one, who cares, right? What difference does it make?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, it's Captain America, so you still got to have the fucking red, white, and blue up in there somewhere, right? Or whatever, in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's always good to switch it up a little bit, you know.
And speaking of, he has the white and blue. Like,
Of course he does. He should. Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, like his first suit has that. He has the white and blue, red. So I don't understand why they have to make it again, like blue, red, and then just a little white. That doesn't. I don't know. It's just
Well, basically, JJ, they gave him the wings from the Falcon and the shield, right?
Mhm.
that's
So yeah, like
That's
almost,
from the
almost like
comics.
a combo. Yeah, from the comics. It was dope. It was cool. And the Wakandans built it for him, right?
Mhm.
yes,
so-
yes.
So Shuri made that shit. So it's fucking A plus, right? Because she don't
Yeah.
play. I mean, she fucking knocked it. She beat Namor's ass in 3 seconds,
True.
even though he was such a badass, like 3/4 of the movie and whatnot, everything until the end. But either way, but no,
Well, I mean, they found a weakness to
oh,
his character. So, like, I don't know what you're judging. Like the fact that he was strong and he was using water to his body was absorbing water to make his whole power set work.
I know what happened. I saw the film.
I'm gonna defend Wakanda Forever. It's a good movie, and you guys you and Cyber were just out of your minds when we did the ranking for 2022 movies and TV.
But hey, listen, we all have our own opinions here and whatnot, everything, right? That's part of the MCU's bleeding edge deal. That's our mantra. Just like Stanley's, you know what I'm saying? You know?
I don't have a problem, but I just cannot take serious that Morbius was Cyber's #1. I think I've ever. It's just, oh my god.
I don't believe in that either. But I will tell you this though. Now, actually, you know what? JJ,
Yeah.
speaking of trailer reactions, besides the Marvels, what in fact I've even talked to you before in the past, I believe. I told you, when you were free or whatever, whenever we could try to work it out. And I've had some trouble with my reaction videos to begin with lately. But I told you, I believe, I think at one time that I'd be happy to get together with you sometime when you were free and whatnot, and jam some out. You know what I'm saying, and show you some of the music I like to react to and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to actually give you a demonstration of why I have that poster behind me.
Okay.
Right? I think it would actually be nice to inform you as to why I even have that, so you don't think I'm just some freaking like crazy person or whatever. Whatnot. Like, what's that shit?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus, it's better than the Marvels trailer. That can be kind of depressing. So I'll tell you what. I'll throw some Band-Maid at you. And we'll see what you think. Andres won't like it, but that's okay. I'm just kidding, Andres.
Shame.
I'm joking.
Shame. Anyway.
All right, folks. Here you go. Live Band-Maid reaction puzzle. Official live version. Dope as shit. Fresh off the presses. The newest shit since sliced bread. JJ is introduced to Band-Maid puzzle. Historic, baby. Here we go. Let's do it. Can't wait. Thank you, Streamer, for making me have to have awkward silences when I hit all these buttons and shit and whatnot, and settings and shit and whatnot, just so I can do reaction videos. I appreciate you. It's really cool. See? Now, if I had a team, somebody would be doing, like, dropping funny effects and shit and whatnot during those awkward silences. There you go.
Sure.
They fucking just kill it live. Kill it. Whoever designs their fucking sets, man, they're good. Gotta love it, man. Come on, Andres, you gotta respect that rock and roll finish, bro. All right, JJ, I know you weren't feeling it visually.
No, I mean, no, for what it's worth, they're doing their thing, you know?
Well, hey, it's live. That was a live song. I mean, of course, it's mixed. You know what I'm saying and whatnot, right? I mean, that's studio mixing, right?
Yeah.
It is, of course, right?
What language? What language is it?
Japanese.
Japanese, okay.
Yes. And, you tell me, Andres, you've heard, I mean, Andres sadly is one of my victims of, wasting his fucking time doing reaction videos that ended up getting thrown in the garbage can because of my bullshit.
All of us, including Cyber. Cyber and I did a reaction trailer for Marvels, and he hasn't yet checked it. And so,
what do you want me to say? I'm a human being, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, I did a Band-Maid reaction video with an Australian creator, another one, not Matthew, a different one, right?
Right.
I waited a full week plus before I was even willing to even watch it to see if it was okay or not. I dreaded it. I did.
It turned out good, right?
It was fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't put it up yet.
You should be
No,
fine.
that's on me. I haven't put it up yet just because of sort of like I don't know, maybe a little bit of a mental wall, like a block. I haven't put a reaction video. I uploaded one in a long time, almost a year. It's I got to kind of re-get into it again. Either way, though, I dreaded it a little bit. I did. I won't lie to you. Just like JJ said. I mean, I don't want to fucking it's helpful. It is good. It is to get feedback in the comment section that's not goddamn dehumanizing or vile, right? Or whatever, whatnot, and is sort of just like taunting or a little bit corrective and harsh, but yet makes a point that you did something wrong or your shit sounds bad, your audio's shit, right? The video's fucked, whatever. That's how you improve, right? That's your opportunity right there to fix your shit. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, yo, listen, come back in 2 weeks, right? Then you tell me how my shit is and how it sounds. And if I pull it off, okay, USA, baby. Let's do it. You feel me? Give me a thumbs up. At least give me something. Right? Hey, like you said, I thought that was great. You mentioned that, JJ. I've experienced that myself. I have. Right? I've made changes before because of people in the comment section. Getting critical feedback is very hard in content creation. It's very difficult to find people who have the balls to actually criticize you. Right? And what you do and your content and whatnot and all that. Typically, the people you go to are the ones that you care about or you're friends with. They're not going to want to put you down. So yeah, that I found that very poignant, JJ, that you mentioned that, man. I've been there, brother. No, that was Japanese. They're from Japan. They're on their 10th anniversary tour right now, believe it or not. I know they look really young, but they're not, and they are in their late 20s, early 30s. But 10 years, they're doing their 10th anniversary tour in Japan. I saw them live with Cyber about a month and a half ago. They were dope as shit. And I'm probably gonna go to Chicago and maybe see Andres. No, I'm just kidding. I just live in Chicago, lives in Jersey. No, I'm gonna go see him in August in Chicago, man, because they're not coming back down to Florida when they come down for their U.S. tour at the end of the year. So, the closest for me will be Chicago. And they're my favorite band, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. Awkward silence. There you go. Anyways, JJ, have you been to a concert recently? Are you eclectic in terms of your taste of music? I mean, are you pretty?
I haven't been to a music concert in years.
Hey, I was there too, brother.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
That one I did with Cyber was my first one in over literally 20 plus years.
The one I was debating about, they're coming. I think they're coming either next month or September. I think it's Nas and Wu-Tang.
Oh, really? No shit.
Yeah, they coming down here.
I would totally rock with Nas and Wu-Tang. You kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Why not? Well, come on now. Nas could spit. He can spit some fire, bro. If anything, he don't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying?
Spit that ether. Yeah.
Yep. Just like Bone Thugs, man. Forgot about them, but motherfuckers can flow. But let's not even get into new rap or anything. The stuff I won't even listen to, or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I've had those conversations already, man. On the reactions we've talked about all that. Everybody that comes on a lot of times, there are young people sometimes and whatnot, right? But they're our age, so they don't like the new shit, They prefer the old stuff, just like Andres does. Andres, you're not a big rap fan, right?
Yeah, somewhat. It has to be like my type of rapper or artist I know. So
no problem. JJ, what'd you think of Puzzle? Besides the fact that, of course, I mean, I didn't inform you ahead of time that they were not going to be dropping English with the vocals and whatnot, and you wouldn't be able to understand, what she was saying. Did you still find it at least enjoyable? I mean, was there anything about it that you found?
I mean, if let me see how I can say this. If I was maybe like in the car with somebody and they played it, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I wouldn't probably go out of my way and listen to any of their music, no. But as far as the language barrier, that didn't bother me because there's time. Well, no, not there's times I have, excuse me, I have Spanish music on my Spotify. So that doesn't even bother me with the language. No. At this point, like if it has a good beat, you can kind of, when they start, singing or whatever, you can kind of maybe understand the flow they're going. That's all you need, really, to me.
No, Andres, what do you think? I mean, you've heard Psyche sing before. I don't think did I ever play Puzzle for you before?
Yeah. It was in the Monday before, remember?
Okay. What do you think? I mean, you've had a chance to catch a couple of their songs. Are they growing on you?
Yeah. I mean, they're a good band. So
hey, visually their sets are stunning, man. They put together some nice shows. Seriously.
yeah.
Like I said, whoever designs those sets, man, and does all that lighting and shit and whatnot, US bands don't do that stuff. They don't.
No, they don't. Yeah. Well, it's very particular with those K-pop bands, particularly. It's
not K-pop, it's J-rock.
J-rock, oh my god, like J-horror. Oh my god.
If you tried to tell a Japanese person, right? If you tried to conflate South Vietnam, South Korean, K-pop, right, or whatever to them, they would fucking lose it in a second. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like there'd be war.
Oh please! It's a safe they were fanboys, and the deep community. I was like, oh, who's the better, Superman, Batman? It's like it's your favorite character. You can say they're super. Who's the best? Superman, Batman. My choice is Batman. Batman's the best over Superman.
Well,
no offense, Superman fans.
let's get the hell out of here. Let's have an early night, right? Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, folks, we're gonna make sure that we get JJ back, right, to do Back to the Future. And of course, without question, I mean, it's only logical that in 2024 we'll do 2 and 3, right? We have to. You know what I'm saying? It just makes common sense. We're not going to go that far out and not do them. That'll be kind of a set thing. Whenever we do anything that's a trilogy or that has sequels, we'll review those films within that year, within that 6-month period. They'll be done, right? It might be on different nights, different shows by that point, but they'll be done. Either way, what I wanted to basically just kind of wrap up with and ask you, Andres and JJ, JJ, when you were having your Wi-Fi problems and me and Andres were bullshitting, I was just kind of talking to him about sort of how, for me, like you mentioned with the concerts, a lot of times I hadn't seen Back to the Future in probably at least maybe 25 years, right? And so, like, it's good, man. It's fun. It's nice to have a reason to go back and watch these movies. It is. I love doing the reviews, right? I love them. And I love having a reason, right? To fight that ADHD, right? Hit play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sit and watch movies I haven't seen since goddamn the 1888, 1990, right? You know, and I'm watching them now, and I'm 40 years old, bro. Shit looks different. I'm seeing stuff I didn't even realize back then. I didn't know what half the shit even meant, right? You know, and it's like the nostalgia is like deep. So for me, I don't know how you feel about it, but I guess do you connect to that at all in any way? I mean, we are going to review this right now. At that point, like, are you excited? I mean, are you confident? Like, is this something like, oh man, I'm getting a chance to review that, like, you know, the Back to the Future, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously? I mean, how long had it been for you since you watched the film?
Who, me or Andres?
You, JJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Honestly, it's been a few months. It's, believe it or not, it's one of my favorite movies. And I just, let me see, I say about a month ago, I just decided, which I should have did it a while back, but I got it for super cheap on Amazon. I bought the trilogy. So now I have 1, 2, and 3. You know, it's like I said, I guess you say I'm an avid Michael J. Fox fan, but what really made me love him, Marty McFly. When he got in that DeLorean and he took off, I that movie, it just did something for me, man. Hitting 80, I know we're not reviewing it now, but just saying, like, hitting 88 miles, man, I was in love. So honestly, I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm flipping the channels and I see it on, I will watch it. Although I have the DVDs in the other room, I will still watch it. Yeah.
I had an interesting conversation with ChatGPT earlier, explaining how I want it to give me a title relating to the fact that Marty's mom wants to bang him in the movie, right? It's very interesting conversation with me and ChatGPT back and forth. Now, Andres, my friend, had you have a huge swath of time between watches on, you know, Back to the Future, or have you also seen it like JJ, and like, you know, 6 months from now earlier, have you seen it?
Yeah, same with JJ. My last viewing was like last year. I don't know how many months, but it was last year. I seen, you know, parts of the movie, and I mean, I seen the trilogy so many times over my childhood, so I'm very familiar with this franchise. And I mean, each film was so top quality. It's funny because I'm not the biggest fan of Robert Zemeckis as a director, but you know, the Back to the Future trilogy is, I mean, it's iconic, you know, and I appreciate more the first film, you know, because while it was like the second part 2 was my favorite. Because you know, the alternate reality, you know, the alternate 1985 stuff, and then, you know, the future, going to the future in the opening sequence of, you know, and going back to '85, was fun. Of course, part 3, going back to the Western was very interesting time. Was very neat, but also it was important because it developed Doc into more of a character. Having more character development in part 3, which was good. But yeah, I rewatched it today for the supposed review of today, and yeah, it still has its charm. Like it's still great.
Oh, it
Uh,
does. It's great,
you
great.
know,
Yeah, I love the way you said that. It does. It has its charm. It does.
yeah, it
It's like a
hasn't
glove.
lost
It's like a glove. It does.
yeah.
Right?
It's just one of the best just '80s films. Like if you point out like what was the '80s, it was like Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Batman '89. It's like Back to the Future is like shows you how creative the Hollywood system was back then.
It fits like a glove, but not like.
No.
But obviously that not like that. You know what I'm saying that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is fit like a glove. You feel me?
See,
Right?
that's another recurring gag he does. That's another one I forgot. Oh my god! Oh my god! You know what's funny? Not to spoil the film.
JJ, I got you with that one, bro.
um, I was watching this film. It was so funny when we were in 1985. The town, but prior to see it in this more clean and like 1955 era. You crazy fool. Anyway, crazy fool. I hate you. Uh, you know, now you make me sick now. But it was funny. Like you saw like dirty, like those dirty movie theaters that was in the New York in the '70s and a little bit of the '80s.
Yeah, how
Like
porn used to be delivered.
yeah, it was funny. It was actually in the town, which was funny for me when I saw this today. Like I I live in a small town, but I never seen like a town like that that just happened there. I don't know. You guys had that back in like I was just laughing my butt.
I grew up
See
in a
that.
very small town. I did, upstate New York. I did. Very small.
Okay.
My graduating class was like 52 or 53 kids.
Oh, gee.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Wow.
That's right. I did. And I have not been back there since. I left at 18 to go to college in North Carolina. I've never been back since. I've been to the city, but I've not visited upstate New York. It's cold, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I can't be handling all that.
Yeah. Well, last thing, the score from Back to the Future is still great. Alan Silvestri,
Yeah.
He's a great composer. I mean, he composed the Avengers films. That's the name we should bring up. Like he created the Avengers theme.
The score for Oppenheimer was fucking unbelievable.
Oh yes, that's the Black Panther composer, Ludwig.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He became a regular Nolan composer after Dunkirk or Tenet. I was like, or Tenet. Tenet was the first.
Last word. All I'm going to say, JJ, is that I have a feeling you'll find that maybe we'll see. But what I normally find from doing this for a while now is that once people start doing movie reviews and whatnot, and they do one or two, they want to do more of them. It's pretty much that simple. They want more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Whatnot, right? They want to get in on the action, right? Once stuff pops up on the calendar or the radar that again even comes close to the sweet spot, they're like, oh shit, really? I get a chance to talk about that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt about 7. I was like, damn, this shit is like fucking intense, man. Like it's a putting the outline together and whatnot was almost kind of a little bit anxiety ridden for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's so much depth there, right? It's like, what do you talk about? What don't you? Right? What questions do you ask? Which ones do you leave out? There's only so much stuff you can address. So, I mean, like, it's tough at times. But I get inspired, I do. Personally, I still get inspired. Re-inspired, inspired all the time by doing this stuff. I do. And it's positive, man. It really is. For me as a creator and in my life, personally. Right? Like, through tough times, series like Last of Us, Andor, The House of the Dragon, they help me keep on going. Right? You know, it gave me those small victories. Maybe I needed them through the struggle at times, right?
Yeah.
To keep that head above water, right? Till I could get back to that, you know, back to that at least out of that rut and back up that upswing that we all end up getting, no matter what at the end of the day, folks, right? No matter how bad it gets, it can get better, right? Unless you have permanent erectile dysfunction from She-Hulk episode 7, then you're fucked. It's over, right? You know, so at that point, I mean, you know, unless you know, Chloe Zhao, possibly, maybe she can cure it. I don't know. But this is the actual medical diagnosis right there, JJ, of what happened to me right there, brother. Right?
Yeah.
Real medical documentation. Okay.
Oh yeah, the spectrum of comedy from Jeff.
Uh,
The
I'm sorry,
spectrum, of,
bro.
the spectrum of Jeff's humor is just what is going on. I'm sorry, folks.
Oh, stop, Andres. Don't apologize for me.
Like how like they don't understand why you have this hatred on Chloe Zhao, this Academy Award winner.
I don't know
Who
Chloe Zhao.
directed,
She gave me a
directed
funny
the
moment, that's all
Eternals
I
movie.
know. I don't know her. I never talked to her before personally. I don't know her. It's like Brie Larson. I don't know her. If we sat and chatted, had the conversation, had a drink, I probably would enjoy talking to her. I usually do like most people. You know, I mean, if you haven't noticed, I'm pretty positive. So, like, you know, it's very few people I don't enjoy like talking to and chilling with, right? Especially if they have a vagina. You know, that's always a plus. You know what I'm saying? But either way, folks, listen. JJ, sir,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much, brother, for coming on with us and rocking with us with no mission.
No, I appreciate it, man. This was long overdue. And we finally made it happen. And I'm glad, you know, even though we had a little hiccup, you know, with the weather, but you know, I'm glad I was on, and you know, I definitely want to come back.
Hey, I told you, man. Cyber will understand, right? You know what I mean? You know, like it is what it is, right? You know, we can always juggle things around. We got lots of good movies to review, right? So it ain't gonna be a big deal that's put off Back to the Future a minute or whatever. Whatnot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, it's like it's the most talk about movies. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, and hey, listen, on Monday night, folks, on the MCU Bleeding Edge Report, our 7th episode, Andres and I, what are we doing? Are we doing the spoiler-free review of Oppenheimer?
yes, we are going to do that. What else that's coming up? We're going to discuss the behind scenes stuff, Walking Dead, Dead City, and overall, I guess, opinion on the series. You know, discuss that briefly, and then I think that's it. Yeah, there's nothing else major coming up.
No, that's right. You know what? Honestly, I'm trying to think what the hell we're doing on Wednesday in the main show. Shit. Are we doing DC animated film? What are we doing?
You see, animation film. I think it's a Green Lantern one. I
can look at my schedule, folks. I look at the schedule. I think we are doing a Green Lantern film. That's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're doing a animated film review.
That's Emerald Knights. I know that's the one with Nation Finland. So
there you go. Or who knows? No, you never know. We could be doing some kind of Secret Invasion recap. We don't even know.
No. No, I'm done with segregation.
I know you are. Either way, like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. Andor Part 1B. Okay? Right? We're going to break it down in 3 parts. We're going to break Andor down. We're going to get into Rogue One. It's just going to be real. Right? It's going to be dope. Right? And you know how we get down over Bleeding Edge, baby. It's Bleeding Edge style, so it's always going to be fun. You know, at the end of the day, though, I believe that next Friday, I think we have Braveheart. Hey, man, shit. I've always wanted to damn review Braveheart, man. So that sounds dope. I mean, seriously, how you can't go wrong with Braveheart, bro? You know, I mean, seriously. Either way, though, again, thanks to JJ, Andre.
Thank you.
Oppenheimer is awesome, folks. If you have not seen it yet, if you have doubts, go watch it. Right? Bring your kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, for me, the biggest part of Oppenheimer was the fact that it was the first time with my 13-year-old son where he was mature enough to be excited about something that serious and that deep, right? He got bored a little bit at the end, the length of it, right? And all the dialogue. But even he could detect the actual, the pure quality that Nolan delivers in the film, right? And the outstanding performance, right? Of what's his name? The main
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, that plays Oppenheimer. Kills it. He absolutely kills it. I'm sure he will probably win the Oscar probably this year for best actor.
I hope so. Hopefully.
Yeah, get nominated too. No,
yeah.
He did play a really good job, I thought, in that, as a secondary character in the film. He did.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Oh, that was really great.
Yeah, it was. So that was where the kids get a little bit bored. Probably is that at that point.
Yeah. It did.
No, well cast though. Oh man, some actors in there I did not expect. I'll tell you right now. So go see Oppenheimer. And hey, listen, we love y'all, right? Please have a great weekend, right? Be safe, okay? Enjoy your weekend. And don't work too hard this week, all right? If you got to take a day off and go to the massage parlor, hey, it's on me, baby. I got you. 4 hands or nothing. Let's do it. All right, folks. JJ, I'm the pop culture guy. Peace. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Hey. I said, excuse me, you don't understand where I'm at. I was all around the world, on span, across the map. I've been laying low and now it's time to pop up, bitch, I'm back. Now I'ma run it up. Snooze on the kid that you dumb or what? You better go.